Hey everybody, it's Life with Jayde and I am back with a new YouTube video today. Today is a bit different because I'm actually sitting in front of the camera and I'm having a chit chat with you, but I just wanted to kind of do something different on this channel because I've never actually done a face-to-face talking video, so I figured it would be nice to kind of do one today and see how that goes. But yeah, the topic today I wanted to discuss is how I decided at 20 years old 1920 that I wanted to buy a house. Now I'm doing this video because I've gotten a lot of questions from strangers, from people I know personally, like why would you do that? Everybody thinks that if you're in this age bracket you should be going and renting an apartment for the first time and living out on your own and learning how to pay bills and whatnot. And you know what, if that's how you want to live your life, that's totally cool, whatever. But for me personally, there was a kind of gradual process of how I got here. Now, if you've watched me since 2021, you would see that I initially started saving for an apartment and did quite well at it and had all the categories, whatnot, and continued on that journey until about, I want to say, end of April of 2021. And then when I was, I think it was just about end of April when I made that decision because I ended up kind of stopping my whole budgeting thing for the apartment. I focused basically on things that I wanted to buy, and I focused on budgeting for just myself and different types of categories. I would have to look back at the old videos, but I had a whole bunch of different categories, and I basically just stopped saving for an apartment because at the time I was only making $1,800 a month, and that was not a lot to get an apartment where I live. Because apartments now, even if you want just a one bedroom or even a bachelor, it's at least $1,000, and now they want like on utilities on top of that. So it just wasn't the right choice for me at the time because of my limited budget and all that. So I think it was in September of 2021, I switched jobs and I was now making closer to $2,000 a month. And I actually did look for a short period of time of getting an apartment, but I still noticed I was still going to be just scraping by, and I just didn't want to scrape by. So I kind of felt stuck. So I kind of turned to YouTube again, as I had before when I initially started saving for my apartment earlier that year. And I found a new passion for the cash envelope system because I realized if I could do that with the apartment, I can do that for even a house. And at that time, I was kind of tossing the idea of saving for a house, geez, even at the back of my mind. It was still like something that I was kind of considering, but I wasn't sure 100% how I was going to do it. So I kind of put that idea in the back of my head and, stayed put where I was. So I eventually decided in September of 2021 that I was just gonna do it. I was just going to save for the house. I was just gonna put money away every week, and whatever I did in the meantime was what I did. So I talked to my parents who I live with, and they said, you know what, that's a great idea. Save for your house and continue to do what you're doing and put money away each week for your house. So I said, all right, that's cool. And that's what I did. And then it got to a point where it just became my whole goal. But the reason I decided to initially just be like, you know what, I'm just going to do it is, one, I wanted a place of my own. I wanted to have creative freedom. I wanted to have as much space that I wanted to do my creative things. And I thought a house would be better suited for me, especially because I was really into, having a gothic house. If you follow me personally, you'll know I'm very much into the goth subculture and just Halloween in general. And you can only fit so much Halloween decorations in your bedroom. So I decided, you know what, that's one good reason to start saving for a house, is so I can have as much space as I want to decorate and do with as I please. The second part that I wanted to buy a house is because I was actually really into learning about investments and how you can make your money work for you. And one of the big things that everybody said was buying a house. Buying a house was like the biggest investment that you can make at that time. And I was already kind of, thinking of buying a house. So I thought, okay, well, if I do it, it's an investment. And that's one of the reasons that I also decided to save for a house, is it's an investment. Whether you buy it, fix it up, and then sell it later on, or you stay and you build equity. In the long run, it is somewhat of an investment. Another reason that I wanted to save for a house is because I really wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I wanted to set a goal, a huge goal, and prove to myself who, I have ADHD and it's been so hard to actually sit and focus on one thing for such and such period of time. If you also struggle with ADHD, you'd know. I also struggle with anxiety and depression, so sometimes my mental health makes me think I can't do things. And I wanted a big enough goal that I could, keep on for a long period of time, no matter if I stopped and restarted again. Eventually, I would at some point make it. And I really just wanted to have that big goal that I could work towards over a long period of time, that I eventually would get. It just may take, 5 to 10 years. But I just wanted to have a goal that I could do and prove to myself that I could complete a goal. And I also kind of was a bit spiteful because I had a lot of people telling me, you couldn't buy a house, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I thought, yeah, I can, actually. I can, because I'm spiteful and sometimes I live out of spite. So I basically just was, just going to do it partly out of spite and to prove others that I could do it. And then thinking on that topic, I also thought, you know what, if I can do it and I document this journey, how I have been for the past, I want to say, close to a year. I've done it more so on TikTok, which I'll link down below. But I thought, you know what, if I can prove to other people that I can do it, maybe it will help inspire others to, want to save and buy their house as well. So that was another big reason that I wanted to, document this journey of saving for a house, is I wanted to show that I could do it and others could do it. And the last big reason is that I've always wanted a family. I've always wanted, my own little group of, people. Because at the time I was single when I made this goal. I knew eventually I would be getting a partner, which I have. But I knew when I was single that I wanted to eventually have a family, and I wanted the space to be able to expand that family. So I knew that worst case scenario, I move into this house by myself, empty nester, do my own thing, and then when somebody comes along, I want to be able to have the room. And I wasn't too sure about children at the time, but I figured if we have a house, then we can at least expand our family later on because we have a house. And worst case scenario, back to the investment thing, we can build up the equity of however long I stayed there and sell it for a little bit bigger of a profit and, buy a different house and restart as a family. But those were my big ideas, and those were the main reasons that I wanted to start saving for a house. So I hope you guys, kind of maybe got some inspiration for yourself on saving for a house. I know that I enjoyed talking about it. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know down below if you'd like more of these talking videos, because I actually quite enjoyed doing this video today. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys decide to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!